Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Last few days were very crisis ridden. A coward enemy attacked us, but by grace of Allah, we were able to defend our country and emerged victorious from this crisis. Allah be praised. Now I will come towards today's topic, and it is a part of the series Science and the Scientists of the Golden Age of Islam, Arab eminent scientists. So, topic today is Al Jazari. So, it is a part of eminent Arab scientists. Al Jazari is also called father of robotics. That is, he was the first person to make robots about 700 years ago. So his full name was Badizama Ismail al Jazari, and he lived from 1136 to 1206 AD. He was not only an inventor, he was also a scholar and artist and a mathematician, and he lived in present day Iraq. And he belonged to a very distinguished family. His father, he himself was a chief engineer, and his father was also a chief engineer. So he has often been described as the father of robotics and modern day engineering, not only in our parts of the world, but also in the West. So, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, Leonardo da Vinci, everyone knows his name, the Italian inventor. So, Encyclopedia Britannica says that he may have been influenced by the work of Al Jazari, or you can say that he followed his work and maybe copied it. So let us look at his scientific achievements. First, robotics. So he created a waitress, a mechanical waitress, who could serve water, tea, or drinks. She appeared from an automatic door and served the drink. So this invention was meant for the king and his guests to impress them. Then he made automated moving peacocks, and which moved by hydropower, that is, the flow of water. So his peacock fountain was more sophisticated hand washing device. So it was used for hand washing, and it had robotic servants who offered soap and towels. So not only it served as a basin for washing devices, but there were also robots who offered soap and towels to the distinguished guests. Just imagine. And then there were robotic musicians. He also created a boat with four automatic musicians that floated on lake to entertain guests at royal drinking parties. I mean, you can imagine the size of these musicians who were sitting in a boat, so quite big, and they were floating on the river while the guests, the royal guests, they were enjoying their drinks and they were entertaining them. So there was music also, not only those structures, but also they played music. Now it will be interesting to know that flush toilet was not a new invention. It was also invented by Al Jazari. So it used a flush mechanism which is now used in modern flush toilets. Then he made automatic doors and water clocks. So he created these automatic doors as part of one of his elaborate water clocks and invented water wheels with cams on their axle used to operate his automatic machines. So it looks very complicated. And how he managed that? He must be a genius. So his other inventions were water clocks and candle clocks. Here you can see he created a variety of water clocks and candle clocks. So these are representations of those. So these are not robotics, these are other inventions. And then astronomical clocks. He also invented monumental water-powered astronomical clocks which displayed moving models of sun, moon, and stars. I mean, he used water to generate the energy which moved these clocks, and they displayed sun, moon, stars at different places, and they moved according to the astronomical calendar. And his largest astronomical clock was the Castle clock, which was a complex device that was about 11 feet high. I mean, the height of the roof of my this room, and had multiple functions beside timekeeping. So not only it was used as a clock, but it has also other functions. It had a pointer in the shape of the crescent moon, which traveled across the top of a gateway. I will show a diagram. And then there are five robotic machines, musicians here also, who automatically played music when moved by levers operated by a hidden camshaft attached to a water wheel. So here you can see at bottom are those five musicians, and then the castle-like upper part of that clock. Then he invented an elephant clock. It was huge. You can see the size in the shape of an elephant and the rider sitting on it. So these all inventions were basically to amuse the uh, royalty, the kings and emperors of that age. And of course, he must have been well paid for these. Okay, so he was also the inventor of camshaft. So, cams are different materials, metallic parts, which convert rotary motion into linear motion, rotatory motion into linear motion. I don't know details about it. So it was introduced by Al Jazari in 1206, and he used these camshafts for his water clocks, his robotics, robots, and water raising machines. And it is important to note that these cam and camshaft first appeared in European mechanisms 2 centuries later. 200 years after Al Jazari, Europe was able to make these cams and camshafts. Then crankshaft. So Al-Jazari also made this crankshaft which transforms continuous rotary motion into a linear reciprocating motion. and is central to modern machinery such as the steam engine, internal combustion engine, and automatic controls. If you have a chance to see the engine of your car, you will note that then these crankshafts are a part of that engine. So these were also invented by Al Jazari. Then he also developed control of rotation speed of a wheel. He invented a method for controlling the speed of rotation of a wheel using an escapement mechanism. I don't know the details. And then segmented gears. He was also the first person to introduce segmental gears. I mean, segments mean that it has different parts. A gear has more than one parts, and you can have. And this is a very common example of these segmental gears, which is shown in this figure. Then he invented 5 machines for raising water, that is water mills, and as well as water mills and water wheels. Then suction pumps were also invented by him. His first known use of a true suction pump, which sucks fluids into a partial vacuum in a pump. He invented it. And finally, gears and hydropower operated water supply system, a whole water supply system for a whole city, which was operated by gears and hydropower by using hydropower. So it was the earliest water supply system to be driven by gears and hydropower, which was built in 13th century Damascus, that is Dimashq, to supply water to Mosques and Bimaristan hospitals. Hospitals in those days in Arabian countries were called Bimaristan. So he did not write many books. One of his best known book is the Book of Knowledge of Ingenious Mechanical Devices, which he published in 1206 AD, and it described 50 mechanical devices along with instructions on how to construct them. So these are different references. Next will be Ibn al-Haytham, Abul Hassam. We call it Abul Hassam. Call him Abul Hassam. So this is in this series of scientists of the golden age of Islam. The previous vlogs were overview part one, overview part two, Ibn Khaldun, Jabir bin Hayyan, Ibn Nafis, Ibn Rushd, and Al-Zaharvi. And my other series, which are currently running, are Science and the Holy Quran, Famous Persons, The Other Side, and miscellaneous topics. And I have already completed Japan series. So if you are interested in any of these topics, you can just type Awad Dost, Dr. Abdul Haq in the search window, and my URL will appear. When you click on it, you will have access to all of my vlogs. So my request is to subscribe, and here you can see my email addresses, YouTube URL, web page, and WhatsApp. Thank you very much for your attention. Allah Hafiz, take care of yourself.